Hi, I am Kimbo and I have a craft website, agrownugglygun.com, where I post all my DIY and creative ideas, so make sure to go check that out. But today I am posting a new friendship bracelet video. One of my most popular videos here on YouTube is 4 different ways to make a friendship bracelet. And after I got that one done, I was like, I need to make a new video of how to do this heart friendship bracelet because it is so cute. And for years, I've sat on it because it takes so long to braid all the bracelets. So I've been braiding for weeks so I could get this video up for you. Finally, it's perfect time for Valentine's Day or for certain concerts we're going and exchanging bracelets, and it is really easy. I will say this though, it is based off of the chevron knot. So if you go back to my first video, get comfortable with that chevron knot, because that is how you make that heart-shaped bracelet. So if you're not comfortable with that, if you haven't watched the first video, make sure to go back, watch that, and then come back here for the full tutorial because we are jumping right in. Okay, like I said, one of my most popular videos is friendship bracelets. I've got a video that shows 4 different techniques, like the basic braid, we do a fishtail, we do a knotted one, and then I teach you guys how to do the chevron. So the chevron looks like this. A normal chevron. So that's basically what this knot is chevron, but you're just kind of swap out some colors to make sure that that heart really pops. So you need to make sure that you go back, get well acquainted with how to do the chevron. We're gonna be doing the 4 knot and the backwards 4 knot. Once you have that down, then these hearts were gonna be really easy to do. So we're gonna do 3 different hearts. We've got this one that's a little bit bigger. It goes all the way to the edges. We have this next one, which is a smaller heart. It actually looks like the inside of that heart. It's just a little bit smaller. And then we have this one, which is just the tiny heart. This one I think actually kind of looks like Mickey ears. But this one is 6 strands. This one is 8 strands. So that's the difference between those. Both really cute. They're perfect for Valentine's Day. They're perfect for all these T-Swift concert goers that are exchanging friendship bracelets. So this one's such a fun technique to learn. All right, we're gonna start with the medium size heart. Like I've said, basic principle, basic how-to for all of them. It's the chevron one, but there is a little bit of a twist to make the heart. So this one has 8 strands. So I cut 4 long strands of 5 to 6 feet. So my strands are 2.5 to 3 feet long, and I need 1 heart color and 3 background color. And I start with my background colors. So my heart color's on the inside, and then I'm gonna do a basic chevron until this heart color's on the way on the outside. So just your normal chevron knot. We have our heart color on the outside. So here is the trick. Instead of doing your normal basic chevron, you don't want the heart color going all the way to the edges. So what you're going to do is, let me separate this. You're gonna go backwards. So normally, this is what you would normally do. You'd make your backwards 4 and you'd make the knot. But instead, we're going to hold this pink one and we're going to do a backwards. So instead of a backwards 4, this one is a forwards 4. So whatever the knot is supposed to be, we're going to go backwards with the next string over and tie the knot over the heart color. Doing it backwards makes it so this string continues to stay on the outside where it needs to be, but it's still covering this string with the purple knot. And then to get the heart, you're going to go down the next 2 colors, just regular chevron. So here we got the other side. So normally this would be a regular, do you see my 4? But I'm gonna hold this one still and do a backwards 4 knot instead. Keeps that one on the outside, and then you're gonna work your way down with the heart color. Okay, so there's my heart shape, and then you're gonna just continue down the next 3 strings regular. So the only one that changes is if when you hit this color, when you hit the heart color on the outside, you're gonna swap that first knot and then continue down. I wanted to show you a variation of this one. So this one just has 1 strand that is the heart color, and this one I did every other. So every time this light purple, which was my heart color, was on the outside, I swapped and did that backwards knot. So you can see they're very similar, they're just a lot more closer together. So both super cute options. So this one just has 1 strand of heart color, 3 background colors. This one has 2 heart colors, 2 background colors, both 8 strands. All right, now I'm gonna show you how to do the tiny heart with 8 strands. And spoiler alert, it's just kind of the same technique as that one, other than you're gonna skip a couple more strands. So we've got 8 strands. They're about 2.5 to 3 feet long. We have 1 heart color and 3 background colors. So we are working our way. We're just gonna make regular chevron until the heart color's on the outside, just like last time. Okay, string keeps coming out. I have my heart colors, they're on the outside. So we just want them on the inside, so what were we gonna do? Hopefully you said tie it backwards. So we're taking the string next to it instead of doing our regular knot. I have bracelets everywhere. We are doing it backwards. We're doing it on the first one. Now the bigger heart, we went right in with our pink. This one, since it's a smaller heart, we're doing the first 2 as skipped, not skipped, backwards. I keep saying skipped, backwards. And then the last string, we'll do normal pink, or normal heart color, normal knot. That creates our first top of our heart, and then the opposite side, backwards knot for the first string, backwards knot for the second, and then the third one, regular knot to create the other top of our heart. And then a knot in the middle to create the bottom of the heart. You've created a cute little heart. And then you'll continue regular chevron with the other colors until you reach the heart color back on the outside. rinse and repeat. So this one has 6 strands, this one has 8 strands. So you tie your regular knots with whatever your background color is. So we've got our heart color on the outside, which is red. So the first one, instead of doing our normal knot, we're going to knot the white backwards around. Stays on the outside, and then you do your regular knot. So this one's just one knot and then the knot in the middle to tie them together. And like I said, I think they kind of look like Mickey ears. So if you're going to Disneyland, you totally could make little Mickey ear bracelets. So we're gonna do the opposite side. We're gonna go backwards knot, the white around the heart color, and then the heart color around the last strand. So right now we've just got the 2 tops of the hearts, and then this knot right here is what makes the bottom of the heart. And now I've got the 2 background colors. I'll just do my normal chevron. Okay, so that's what it looks like with 6 strands. This is what it looks like with 8 strands, just missing that first knot, swapping that first knot to create the heart. Okay, this one is the hardest one in my opinion, but once you get the technique down, it's pretty easy. Same as all of them. They all have the same technique. So this one, we need 8 strands, 4 on each side. They need to alternate. And so I have 2 of each, 2 hearts, 2 backgrounds. So I have pink, red, pink, red. My red is my heart shape. My pink is my background shape. So this is, to create the heart, you're going to have 4 layers of knots. So the first layer, we have our outside color, pink, and we're gonna do the regular chevron knot down it. So we're gonna go around each strand with the pink. Nice and easy. That's our first row of knots. Okay, there's our first row of knots. Background color. Our second row of knots is going to be your heart color. It's going to be on the outside, and just like before, you're going to do a backwards knot over it. Instead of the normal knot, you're going to have the string next to it, knot it backwards. And then after you do the first one, the next 2 are going to be regular knots. This is the very top of our heart. Okay. Whatever you do on one side, you're doing on the other side. So this one's backwards. And then 2 regular. Always make sure that you're tying the 2 sides together when you get the both colors down there. If you forget, there is like a little hole in the bracelet, because I have forgotten. I have learned from experience. Okay, so that's our second row. First row, all the same color. Second row, we're gonna swap that first string and tie it backwards. Third row is the exact same as the second row. So we have our outside color. So that's the only thing that's gonna be different, is we've always swapped it when it's our heart color. So this is our outside color, and we're gonna swap it. That first one again, we're going to do a backwards knot. So this is going to be this piece right here. where it's red on the outside, and then our inside color or our outside color is gonna be that inside of that heart. So we're gonna swap this backwards knot. This is our third row of knots. So second and third row are the exact same. Backwards knot on the first, and then regular knots for the next 2 strings. I did want to mention to be careful when you're choosing colors. If you have too many colors, like if you decide to do 2 background colors, it's kind of hard to see the heart. That's why I think every one of my bracelets is only 2 colors. You need a background color and a heart color. If you throw in more than that, it can get really hard to see the heart. Not that it can't be done. To appease my mind, it's a little bit easier just to pick 2 colors that go together. I'm gonna pretend like I did that on purpose so I could show you what to do when you mess up. But if you forgot to swap the knot, which is what I just did, you can just pull it out carefully. You don't want to create a knot on your string, so you just kind of pick it out a little bit. You can use a pin to kind of pull it out. Okay. Backwards. And then continue with the next 2 normal. They have this cool thing on Amazon that I've been really wanting to buy. You put your friendship bracelet thing on it, and then it has little grooves to hold each of the strings, so your strings stay in place as you're braiding. I need someone to tell me if it's worth it. I'll link it in the comments, and you guys tell me if it's... Like my problem is I'm always on the go doing this. Like I do this at my son's basketball game when I show up early or it's halftime. So I'm like, I never want to haul a thing in there. So, okay, that's our third row. Same as the second row. That first strand, you're gonna do an opposite knot. For our fourth row, which is the last part of our heart, you should have the heart color on the outside, and you're just gonna do a normal knot the entire way down, just like a chevron. I think I've said chevron about 17 times. So this is our fourth row of knots, and it's going to connect the heart. So after this one, you're gonna do another regular. So it's basically the same. 2 rows of normal knots, and then 2 rows of doing a backwards knot on that first strand. And repeat, and repeat, and repeat, and repeat, and repeat. So see, I don't think this one's harder. You just kind of have to pay attention more, because the other one is kind of easy, in my opinion, because it's like every time the heart colors on the outside, you swap it. But this one, you swap both the heart color and the outside color. So I feel like it's a little more confusing. You have to pay a little bit more attention, basically. Okay, so that was our fourth row. The first row was all knots. The second row was skip the first one, then knots. The third row was skip the first one, then knots. And then the last one was all knots again. So it looks super cool, but it's pretty simple. And here's another one I'm doing just to show you different colors. I like showing variations because I feel like they all look a little bit different. So here's all the cuties I've created. Got the little guy in here. This one with the hot pink. So I did create some cute printables. They're for Valentine's Day, but some of them I left off the Valentine's Day part. So this one doesn't say like Happy Valentine's Day. So you could attach your cute bracelet onto it and give it as a gift. So lots of different options. I'll link those down below as well. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you have any questions. I know one of the questions I'm gonna get asked is how you tie them on. I don't tie them on any way fancy. I literally tie them on my wrist. So there is like an old, this is what I grew up believing was like you give your friend your friendship bracelet. Look at this guy. He is holding on by like 2 strings. It's been on my wrist for, I think, almost a year. I think it was last summer that one got put on my wrist. So I literally tie them on. What I grew up listening to was if your friend gives you your friendship bracelet, you tie it on, and then when it falls off, it's like a wish coming true, or it's good luck, something to that effect. So that's what I've always thought. So I just tie them on. You can tie some on. This one's on pretty loose, so I can wiggle it off if I need to. So you don't have to tie them on super tight. But I do have this little hack that I like to do at the end. I like to add a little bit of a braid. So right when I get down to the end, I add a braid, and it just makes it a little bit easier to tie on because it's a little bit thinner. It's not quite as thick. You're not trying to tie on this big bulky part. So I get to the point where it fits around my wrist, and then I add a little bit of a braid just so when I tie that knot, it ties on a little bit easier. So you can do it that way. If you guys have a better solution, let me know. Like I said, I just tie them on. So thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great day. Let me know if you have any comments, and bye.